Okay, like so we had a lot of Marvel, a whole lot from everything that happened at San Diego Comic Con
Hmm.
in Hall H, and then we have Spider Man this week
Hmm.
releasing
Next week.
Thursday or Friday. I don't know. Some places are showing it earlier.
I think it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Okay, but that's releasing this week.
And two Doomsday trailers.
Two Doomsday trailers. One was
Hmm.
posted officially, and then somebody recorded in Hall H, like happens every single
You're not
time.
supposed to do
I'm
that.
not supposed to do that, but I remember like I had a feeling instantly because I was like, remember,
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever seen the Infinity War trailer when that first got revealed. Like that was shown. It was like, oh yeah, like nobody was somebody recording,
Hmm.
and then I think there was one person, and then the footage just went around everywhere.
Hmm.
So I'd like seen the trailer, and then when they officially released the trailer, it was a completely different trailer. And I'm saying trailer a lot.
Needs must.
But yeah, it was bound to happen. I think they weren't as strict this year,
Hmm.
but we'll be talking about all that Doomsday stuff later. But we do have Spider Man,
Hmm.
which is the next big movie this year, and we have like a lot to talk about in terms of that.
Hmm.
Especially when it comes to like predictions of just in general, because like we're gonna be seeing the movie Tuesday, and a lot of answers will finally be answered.
But we're not allowed to say.
We're not allowed to say, but we want to kind of do some predictions
Hmm.
on what we think is gonna happen in terms of who characters are,
Hmm.
post credit scenes,
Who's Sadie Sink playing?
who's Sadie Sink playing. Even though there's a lot of theories going around about that one.
I'm pretty sure everybody already knows.
Yes, so like, yeah, we'll start even with that.
Mm.
Who do you think Sadie Sink is playing, other than Jean Grey?
Well, it has to be Jean Grey.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it's too obvious, and I mean, even before the movie was announced and they were talking about this Spider-Man movie, there was rumors going around that was, oh, Jean Grey is going to be in the movie. And then even interviews this week. Now it could be just the cast like just trying to throw people off, but
It's gonna be Jean Grey.
but who else do you think it could be?
It could have been Wanda. I really
I
hope that
thought
it's not
I
Wanda.
thought briefly it could have been, especially like the
With
last,
the mind stuff and everything.
yeah, like the mind stuff. Like that lines up with Wanda's powers, especially
Hmm.
what we've seen recently of her in
I just don't think it
Doc.
makes sense.
Yeah, like in Doctor Strange 2, she was doing a whole lot of that.
Hmm.
But I think Jean Grey, like I'm actually not too familiar with Jean Grey's powers. Like I know the gist of it. Like she's like a more powerful Professor X,
Hmm.
a lot more powerful. But why is Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey? Like she's a much younger Jean Grey, and we have the X-Men and everything already been coming back.
Hmm.
So is this gonna be like,
We already know they're trying to redo the X-Men though.
yeah,
This could
like
be their way
yeah,
into it.
like they're gonna be starting from scratch. I reckon after
Hmm.
Doomsday, the old X-Men, we're not gonna see them again. It's like
Hmm.
a send off
Yeah.
kind of thing. But Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, I
I
can.
think that works though.
It does work, but it's also a bit like, because I mean they already kind of played with the whole idea of having mutants already in the MCU.
Hmm.
Because Miss Marvel, I think she was supposed to be a mutant. I
Hmm.
think from her show they even played the X-Men.
Agents of Shield. They were all mutants. No.
Yeah, was that canon?
Who knows at this point?
But yeah, it probably is going to be Jean Grey,
Mhm.
and I think that would be like it'd be cool if we walked in and it was like, oh, it was somebody else, and we were like, everybody's thinking it's Jean Grey, but it's actually somebody else.
But who else could it be?
I
I
don't know.
don't think there is anyone
Yeah, I don't
else.
know. But I wonder how they're gonna set this up. Is like, okay, like she's one of the first mutants to kind of come out a bit like
Hmm.
in the main MCU world.
Maybe it's a lead up to Doomsday.
Yeah, because I don't even. Was there talks of her appearing in Doomsday?
Not that I've seen. But I can't imagine that anything would have come out yet.
Yeah, I'm not too sure,
We
but
don't even know if
like,
Spider-Man's in Doomsday.
yeah, I don't think Spider-Man is gonna be in Doomsday. Like, and I mean, even going back to it as well. Actually, we didn't even start. Uh, but obviously, we haven't seen anything of Spider-Man appearing in Doomsday
Or the Hulk.
or the Hulk. So, what do we think that means for the Hulk in this movie? To a point where it's like he's not helping out anybody. He's in New York, where the new Avengers are, but he's not doing anything with them. He's like, not my monkey, not my circus.
I still don't think it means anything
You don't like? Do you think he's gonna appear in it, or he's just gonna be sidelined
in Doomsday.
in Doomsday?
No, I think he'll be in Doomsday. I don't know if he'll have as much of like a major part, but I do think he will be in it. I don't think they can say anything whether he will be or not because
Yeah.
Spider-Man hasn't come out
I
yet.
suppose if they like were to openly come out and say the Hulk is gonna be in it,
There's a giant
then it's
spoiler.
like
We didn't want that.
yeah, because I mean, I don't know. We'd have no idea what happens to the Hulk in this movie, but we know he goes, you know,
Back to his origins.
back to his roots, fully animalistic.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody is excited to see that because everybody. I
It's
remember
my favorite Hulk.
it's the best Hulk. I think I mean everybody like ever since Thor Ragnarok. I actually like that version of the Hulk.
I thought that was cute.
Yeah, I like that version of Hulk.
But the Hulk's not
But
supposed to be cute.
I know, and I remember everybody was like so excited, like, oh my god, they're gonna do Smart Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got Smart Hulk,
And it was really boring.
and nobody liked it. He was so boring. It was probably the most boring the character had ever been. I think, to an extent, I think Marvel's struggling to figure out what to do with the Hulk
Mm-hmm.
because they're not allowed to make a solo Hulk movie still.
I do think that we are missing that. I know that you can't, but there's
Yeah.
just so much that they just lack.
Yeah, and like especially with all of the mind stuff going on in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
it sets it up perfectly for Jean Grey.
I think Jean Grey is the only one
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for him to be going acting this way, but then it's kind of like, oh, we're doing what we did in Age of Ultron again. Remember when Wanda
Mm-hmm.
tampered with his head and he went on a rampage?
I mean, it could be that the person who's controlling everyone's minds isn't actually who Sadie Sink's going to be playing. It could
That-
be them
yeah.
trying to trick us, and she could be someone completely different.
Imagine, it just popped in my head there. But imagine this is all just Mysterio.
I mean,
Have you seen the theories of the Mysterio still alive?
no.
At the end of No Way Home, when it looks like he gets defeated, Peter
Mhm.
puts the glasses on and he
Mhm.
says something along the lines of, "Oh, like is he is this real or something like that?" And
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh, there's no active illusions
Mm,
playing right now." We didn't ask if he's dead.
I don't think that's
You don't think that's the case?
No.
Because there was also like there was a part at the end of that movie that was never resolved,
Mm-hmm.
where the guy who worked at Stark Industries,
Mm-hmm.
or was it Stark Industries? Remember, he took like a hard drive
Yeah.
from
Stark Industries.
Mysterio and he ran away, and then he was never to be seen again.
I just think at this point there's so many plot holes in between all
Yeah.
of the movies that
Yeah.
some of them just don't matter.
Yeah, they
anymore.
forget a lot of the stuff they set up. I mean, we're only getting Scorpion back
Mhm.
as well after
So long.
what was it, 2016? Homecoming came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10 years later. We finally getting Scorpion again. Comic book Scorpion with the mechanical suit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's
All up for speculation.
all up for speculation, but I think that would be very funny if it was like setting up all of this. It's like, oh my god,
Mhm.
what's going on? Like everybody's mind's getting controlled and all that, but it was just Mysterio.
I think that would be really funny.
That would be really funny. I doubt it's the case now.
I think it's a
highly doubt
reach,
it's the
but
case.
it would
It's a
be
reach.
funny.
Yeah, but I do think it's like,
It could be Mephisto.
yeah. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. But I do think it's like, because I don't know what way they're doing it with the mutants in this main universe.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have expected that they like after Secret Wars, when they do this like soft reboot,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be like the prime time to be like, okay, now mutants exist in this world.
I am curious to why you would bring Jean Grey into it and what she has to do with
Before all of
Spider-Man.
this is kind of happening.
Mm-hmm.
And is it just going to be another multiverse story? Like, is she going to be another Jean Grey from another universe?
Well, what's the beef with Spider-Man if that's the case?
Yeah, that seems a
doesn't
bit
make
weird. It's like, why
sense.
is she picking on Spider-Man?
He's got enough problems as it is. We're finally seeing depressed Peter Parker again.
Yeah.
He does not need this.
Yeah. We like the press Peter Parker.
You have to feel bad for him.
Yeah. We need to. Yeah.
And he doesn't have Aunt May or Uncle Ben. He's got no one now.
He never had Uncle Ben. He never had. Well, I don't. Did they actually?
I don't even think they mentioned Uncle
I don't think
Ben.
they've ever mentioned him.
I think that was more Tony Stark
You,
for him.
in the What If show, they
Mhm.
did mention Uncle Ben, but that was a different universe. But it was
Mhm.
supposed to be like sort of the same.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's just a case of no Ben, just Aunt May. But they say like I would say her speech on like the responsibility and all that was like much better than any of the Uncle
I
Ben
did
speeches.
like Aunt May.
Yeah,
In this
definitely.
one, yeah.
But I suppose like those are like some of the biggest questions we have
Mhm.
for Spider-Man. But then it's also as well because this is the last movie before Doomsday.
Mhm.
How does this kind of lead into that?
Especially because we only have one other movie, really, or two, that lead into Doomsday.
Which one?
Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Like Doomsday isn't mentioned in anything else.
yeah. I think Spider-Man. I don't think Spider-Man will be in Doomsday, but I feel like the ending or at least the post-credit scene has to
Has to.
somehow tease that.
Mhm.
Like I've said this to you plenty of times.
Mhm.
I'd love to see it was a post-credit scene where he's like swinging through New York
Mhm.
and he looks up in the sky and
Incursion.
he's witnessing the start of an incursion,
Mhm.
and then it just cuts to black.
His could lead to Secret Wars.
That's because he has to be in Secret Wars. If
Mhm.
the one I read anyways, the most recent version of Secret
Mhm.
Wars, Spider-Man is like a really important character
Mhm.
in that.
I keep saying how because nobody remembers Spider-Man that he can like skip kind of Doom's plan because
Yeah,
he doesn't realize that he's
yeah,
Peter Parker.
because yeah, like that
Like
whole thing
he's
with
Spider-Man.
yeah, with the whole thing with Secret Wars, like he has to be included in it.
Mhm.
But as well as that, like there's been talks about Toby coming back for
Mhm.
Doomsday, and he's going to be the Spider-Man in Doomsday and not Tom's. So what if we see Toby in the post-credit scene?
I mean, we probably will.
That would be pretty cool,
Mhm.
but I hope they don't ruin him.
I
It's
just
like,
think that they should have left Toby alone.
yeah, I feel it was good to have him kind of come back.
I feel
You know,
like the
No Way
wow
Home.
factor
Yeah,
was No Way Home.
No Way Home had his moment, and now it's like it was like a glorified cameo. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't even a cameo; he was a full-on role in the
Mhm.
movie.
But why Toby and not Andrew Garfield?
Yeah,
He didn't
especially
even get his third movie.
yeah.
This could have
I
been
think
the third.
ultimately, like the speculation that Toby is going to be in Doomsday makes sense though, because his movies were releasing alongside with the original X-Men,
Mhm.
so it's kind of like a
And he had a
boom
cameo.
nostalgia. He did have a cameo. I'll actually put that clip up on the screen. He had in one of the deleted scenes. But yeah, like seeing them, like
Mhm.
that would have been everything we grew up with,
Mhm.
mashed.
An incursion.
An incursion. I think that'd be very cool. Like seeing the old school X Men
Mhm.
with Tobey Maguire is like just looking back at like those movies and how old we were watching them is like
It was really just a giggle for the
that would
people
have been
that seen it.
yeah, and that was just like the deleted scene.
But even just like knowing that,
Yeah, yeah.
having them on the screen again.
Having them on screen, like actually, like in a story, like is
Working
like
together.
I never would have thought ever as a kid, like
Or
that would
against
like
each
it would have been something that I would have been like, oh my god, like that would be so cool if they like put then
other. Mhm.
those worlds together.
Yeah.
But now we can finally be seeing it. What 25 years later, I think,
Mhm.
which is crazy.
Just doing poor Tom Holland dirty.
Yeah, I do feel like Doomsday is like a send off. Though
I
it really
still
is going to be a
think
send off.
that Toby should have been left alone, and that the only time they should have brought him back was to introduce Miles. I still think
That
he's the
would have been
perfect
cool.
one
Yeah,
for that, but I just don't understand the way that they're going with it.
yeah, because he does give off like a lot of
It's like
like
the same.
the Spider-Verse movies where
Yeah.
they had the older Peter come from another
Mhm.
universe and he was kind of
Toby
mentoring.
would be perfect for that.
Yeah, he definitely would be. Like, but I guess like we'll find out
I guess
eventually.
we'll never know.
I guess we'll find out because that also does lead us to the Doomsday trailer that we've seen officially, not the hand cam footage one, but the Doomsday trailer.
Mhm.
There's definitely people edited out that
There's
trailer.
so many people
There's
edited out.
definitely people edited out. People, I mean, I can only remember one frame exactly, which was when
Mystique.
Yeah, so when Gambit is like coming down with the staff, you can see
Mhm.
Mystique in the background, and
Fighting no one.
she's fighting no one. And the first,
Mhm.
like, so many people pointed it out, and it was just bringing everything back to the
Mhm.
No Way Home trailer when
We know that they've done that.
the lizard
before.
got kicked by Uncle Ben.
Mhm.
but, but yeah, no. So that could like probably not Mystique's fighting Spider-Man,
Mhm.
Toby, or maybe other people. I mean, I don't even like. There's so many people that they need to like kind of include in this,
Yeah.
which I guess will probably be held off until Secret Wars, but
A lot of the newer people, like even like the one I said the other day, like was it America, who actually like has her powers working within the
America
multiverse.
Chavez,
To
yeah.
not have her in this is just like
Yeah.
what? And then apparently Haley
Haley Atwell.
Steinfeld,
Oh,
she
Hawkeye.
came out to say that Bishop
Kate Bishop, yeah.
said that she would be in it, but obviously she's not been released anywhere. So
Yeah, did she? No, it was Cassie Lang. I remember she put a
I
picture.
think
She
there's a
got she
few
got
of
she got one of
them.
the casting chairs sent out. It was like a little tiny miniature one sent out in the post. But I do think like
There's
yeah,
a fair few they've not mentioned.
yeah,
And none of the young Avengers or anything like that have been mentioned.
yeah. I do think that like they might not be as important to it. Like I feel like they already have to deal with this like the X-Men group. It's probably going to be along the similar lines to what Infinity War was. If you remember, like they kind of have everybody split up into their own little groups.
Yeah, it's
And they're
definitely
all-
given that.
Yeah, so I think that they're probably going to try and keep that kind of tight, and then Secret Wars is then it's going to be like almost
Free for all.
Avengers cameo wars with everybody and anybody from anything you could think of. Like I mean, there was even rumors that Nicolas Cage is going to be in Secret Wars as Ghost Rider, which obviously we don't know, but like
I just think that could be so overwhelming.
it would be very very
like-
overwhelming. It makes sense though for Secret Wars. Like Secret Wars is basically like if you were a kid and you grabbed all of your toys from different franchises and just smashed them all together. Like so. Yeah, it makes sense for Secret Wars, but it could be very, very overwhelming. It'd be like Ready Player One levels of overwhelming, but it could work. I mean, the Russo brothers can.
It has to work.
Yeah, the Russo brothers show that they can.
They'll make it work.
They can have like a large cast of characters and never feel like
Too
one.
much is going on.
Yeah, like one has more time than the other. So that's.
But
exciting.
why was Thor narrating the whole trailer?
I do think that Thor is basically.
Because that has to mean something.
I think it could potentially be Thor's last movie. Like it could be. I feel like.
I love Chris Hemsworth.
But then again, actually, you know what?
Not.
I'm gonna say no because they only just set him up with his daughter in the movies.
Unless that was to pass on the torch.
See, I actually don't know much about her character in the comics, or if she is in the comics.
I haven't seen anything about her being in Doomsday.
She was in one of the first trailers. She was at Thor was reading.
She was.
He was in bed and she was. I think
That
he was
was
reading
when
her
there was
story. I think.
speculation that Doom was collecting all of the younger
yeah,
kids.
there was that whole rumor about him collecting.
What do you think of that now?
With everything we're hearing and seeing, that's looking less likely. I think Franklin Richards is gonna be like the pivot of everything. Like he's gonna be
The be all and end all.
yeah, considering how powerful he is. I don't think like he's going out of his way to take a potential super soldier baby from Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
But like everything we know about like.
Well, what do you think about the whole speculation that Steve Rogers was the reason that Doom's family died?
From everything we're seeing now, that is looking very likely. I mean, there was the whole hand cam footage where I thought you could literally find the whole dialogue of it online, but it went on about how like Doom's talking about how everybody's living stolen lives and that they need to give them back.
So.
And we did as well hear about the Avengers Encore trailer was also shown, which sounds like it's gonna be a must watch for a bit more context on Doomsday.
We were already going to watch.
We were already going to see that. But there was like even in that trailer, it was I think somebody said that we're going to see Steve's journey to return all of the stones, along with I think someone said Tony's narrating over the top of it, saying that like when you mess with time messes back, which he said in Endgame, which is like okay, so Steve is messing with time here.
We knew that.
Yeah, but like rather than him just returning the stones, is like did he do something else that messed up the timeline?
But why didn't Doctor Strange
Other than
do
stay in
anything?
the past?
Because the end of Multiverse of Madness, he went off to fix.
I see. Yeah, I think a lot they've kind of wrote themselves into a bit of a corner with those. This is like I'm pretty sure that was like around the Kang era, like when we were originally supposed to have the Kang dynasty. Before all of that happened, and we scrapped Kang and we're going straight into Doom. I think there's a lot of loose ends because of where that's. Yeah, I think they probably already have all these questions answered on where they're like, okay, we need to pay off that now to make sense with Doom.
Sometimes I think they just leave them unanswered and just pretend
and then
it didn't happen.
They come back in about 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they have been doing that a lot lately. I mean, we only seen the Abomination.
We just get gas
very recently. Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of loose ends, and Marvel is even like they are going back and cleaning up a lot of them, but they're cleaning them up very, very late.
Yes.
Like She-Hulk, obviously, we've seen the reintroduction of Abomination, who we hadn't seen in
a very long time,
since 2008. So, I don't know. Hopefully, they do get answers to this. Like America Chavez has to be important to all of this.
I think her powers are ridiculous if she wasn't.
Her powers are literally core to everything going on. But I don't know. Fingers crossed it ends up good and not a complete mess. I do think that when these movies come out, Doomsday and Secret Wars, a lot of people might be confused by them if they're just casual audiences.
From a lot of what I'm seeing, like, could be quite frustrating to watch, because a lot of the stuff, like you're saying, is like Doom's coming in and he's coming in as like a good guy, and like you're watching basically him trick everyone. But we already know
that he's bad.
Yeah. So we could spend the whole of Doomsday just watching him pretend.
We're sitting there just waiting for him. It's like, when's he gonna flip?
And it's the whole movie where it's like setting up all of these things, but we already know that he's not good.
Yeah, like especially from that, like the most recent trailer, I think was narrated by the Invisible Woman.
Yes, and she had
and she talked about how much of a good guy he was. And stuff, so I think that basically confirms as well. Doom comes from.
Is Doom a good guy?
No.
But speculation. I mean, if you're looking at it, like, obviously Thanos wasn't great and everything, but he had a point.
I think that point. I think that point is definitely coming across for Doom as well, where the whole thing about living stolen lives. He was trying to, like, we obviously learned in Loki. How important it is to keep the timelines intact and make sure they don't branch off and create.
Well, why didn't Loki do this then? Why is
I think
such a big
I think
thing
there's going to be a big power scale against with Doom and Loki. Like, there has to be a reason why Loki's like, oh god, alright, I'm afraid of this guy. To a point where he can't just like fix the timeline like he did in Loki season 2.
Do we think Loki's going to survive?
I hope he does. I feel like we're kind of we've seen him die.
Too many times,
but eventually, I mean,
I just want like Thor and Loki to reunite.
Yeah, we have to get that scene. But I think eventually it'll just come to a point, like Tom Hiddleston's been doing this for a very long time as well. I wonder how much he has left in him to do it.
That's true.
But the same could be said for a lot of them. But I think Chris Hemsworth openly said that he'll do Thor for as long as they let him.
Well, he just doesn't seem to age anyway, so...
Yeah, and even the older he gets, the more Thor like he ends up looking. Like, especially when, like, if they decide to do God King Thor, which is like, or is that, I think it's God Thor, or something along those lines. I can't remember. I think I might be getting confused with Doom. But, or no, there it is. He gets the Odin Force. That's what it is. But the older he gets, the more Thor like he is. I think he could like stick around and end up being like a cosmic Nick Fury eventually. Where he's just kind of in the background, and
I wouldn't hate that.
I think that could work eventually. But that's probably very far down the line.
What do you think of Steve Rogers not being Steve Rogers in the trailer? Like, what do you actually think about that?
I don't like it. I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I don't think it's the case. I hope it's not the case. I think the movie already has a whole lot going on. Like, he's up with the Hydra Cap stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that and the fact that people are saying that Steve Rogers is actually Loki, and he was too afraid to basically meet up with Thor. So they're saying that Loki came in as Steve Rogers because the situation was so serious that they needed to trust him.
I don't think that's the case.
I really hope it's not the case.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't be afraid. Especially like he's like the keeper of the multiverse, kind of. Well, we left him off in Loki, but
But he's a tree.
Yeah, just a tree.
Yeah, so how is he not a tree?
Yeah, I was wondering that as well. So it's like, oh, so he just left.
Because he basically said,
yeah.
like, at the end of that was like, this will be me for eternity.
And now he's
And now he's just floating around. Did Doom do something?
Doom must have done something if he's able to just walk free from that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Doom took control of the tree. I don't know.
But how would Doom be walking around then?
Maybe
and why is Doom more powerful than a god? If that was the case.
Oh. Well. A lot of people.
Tell me more.
A lot of people are just very confused,
Mm-hmm.
and I honestly blame all of the previous movies,
Mm-hmm.
the Fantastic Four movies that have had Doom as a villain,
Mm-hmm.
because he is like probably top of the chain in terms of like villains
Mm-hmm.
and power level.
But how did a human get that way? And is he actually human?
He is human, 100%. He's human, but he come like I don't know which origin to even go off of. Like, there's a few of them. There's one like the one where he went to space with the Fantastic Four, which doesn't seem like that's what they're pulling from.
Mm-hmm.
But it's looking like it's pulling from.
Well, he's blaming Reed for something.
Yeah,
he did say it was his fault in that.
He'll blame Reed for everything. Like they don't get along for the most part.
He wants his missus.
Yeah, but it looks like they're pulling from the fact that like Doom's mom is a witch.
Yes.
I think it's Cynthia Von Doom. I think
is
her name. And to be honest with you, I actually don't know how he is as powerful as he is.
It doesn't make sense.
But it's kind of just like he's just good at magic and really powerful. But it's kind of one of those things where it's like we just accept that he's powerful. I haven't read enough Doom to understand.
Will they explain that in Doomsday, do you reckon?
I feel like they'd have to. Like,
I don't know. They might do like that to just expect everybody. They've told us that Doom is powerful.
I feel like they have to explain how he has all this power that he's able to just stop Stormbreaker with 2 fingers. Because you could see, like, even from the trailer shot of that, that was clearly supposed to mirror Thor with Thanos.
Yeah.
Putting like how easy it was for him to kind of blow past the Infinity Stones and go straight for his chest. And they kind of just mirrored that to be like, oh yeah, no, Doom means business. And
I mean, it was epic to see.
It was cool to see, but I think they do need to answer somehow. Like, is he using, I don't know, like spells to make himself more powerful? Has he gotten power from somewhere? Like, could he have gotten the power from the TVA, the tree, or something? I'm not too sure, but
he would need to have that power all along.
Well, he was already had like. He probably already had that magic stuff in him if his mom is going to be included like in his story arc in this, because there's it looking like it's either gone both ways, especially with the poster where he's looking at the mural of a woman and a child. A lot of people are like, that's Doom's family and something happened to them due to potentially Steve playing with the timeline, or other people are like, no, that's supposed to be Doom as a kid and his mom. So I'm curious to where that's gonna go with it. I'm probably rooting more for that the movie is gonna be like Doom had a family and the family died because of somebody.
I think that one makes the most sense.
Yeah, it makes it's easiest to follow as well. I think having the complicated situation. I mean, like Mephisto was involved in everything with his mom and everything.
Does he want Franklin to replace his son, or does he want Franklin's power?
He wants Franklin's power. 100% he wants his power. And he also wants Sue.
He's just a baby.
But he wants his power though. Because like Franklin is OP. Like I think Franklin's probably more powerful than Doom. And that's where the post-credit scene of Doom or Fantastic Four was like alluding to. It was like Franklin being born is the reason why Doom's come back at the end of Fantastic Four, because it clearly showed, like, remember the death.
Was that Doom?
That was
Doom. A lot of
Doom.
people are saying that it wasn't Doom.
I think it has to have been Doom. Like, he was holding a mask in his hand. I don't see it.
Like, people are saying it could possibly be one of the witches.
Now that, yeah, as soon as you said that, I just remembered about the witches actually. So
they all have a mask and the cape.
It could be, because they could be like Doom's version of the Black Order from Infinity War, where you had the like Ebony Maw and stuff going around New York. His little minions, basically, yeah, going around covering more ground and
Mhm.
doing a lot of his work for him. That would actually make a bit more sense because the mask as well
Mhm.
in Fantastic Four, I think pretty sure it was a
It
lot shinier.
didn't look.
It was very shiny and
Yeah.
chrome like. But if you look at the mask in the Doomsday trailer,
Mhm.
it's more beaten up and scuffed.
But then that wouldn't lead to the whole speculation that Franklin healed Doom's face, which was going around beforehand.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool one, but at the same time, I feel like it also like we need to see Doom's scarred face.
Mhm.
Like that's such a big part of his character. He wears the mask because he's not like he doesn't like the way he looks underneath. It's like he's very insecure, man. He's a very
Really.
he's very insecure, man. That's why he wears the mask to begin with.
Mhm.
So I don't see unless like obviously he's just wearing it for battle purposes, but
Mhm.
I think there was rumors going around that we're not gonna see Robert Downey Jr.'s face
Mhm.
at all during Doomsday.
Mhm.
So
I don't think that could be the case.
I feel like I actually don't even know, to be honest.
I feel like with all the hype, he's on every press tour. Like, we know it's RDJ.
Yeah,
There's no way that we're not going to see his face and they're not going to use that.
yeah. Maybe even if it was like something like the closing shot or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm not too sure. Like maybe
They
it's maybe
have
at
to
some
show
point, like at least if like a majority of the movie, his face is like
Mm-hmm.
mangled
fine.
and destroyed,
Mm-hmm.
and then like maybe somewhere towards the end of the movie it gets healed or something like that because
Mm-hmm.
it's Robert Downey Jr. Like there has to be a reason why he even is playing Doom when he played Iron Man before. There
There's
has
a
to be
lot
a
of
link
people
there.
saying that Tony Stark was adopted and that he's actually from
Yeah,
Latveria.
I heard this one.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one where it was like in
And
an
Doom was able to see him in his dreams.
and yeah, I think that because that was established in Doctor Strange, the
Mm-hmm.
dream walking thing. When you're
Yes.
dreaming, you see your other like
Mm-hmm.
universe's self.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't line up
Mm-hmm.
perfectly with that, especially what like even on the mural. Like I'm convinced
Is that why he has beef with Steve and it's not actually that Steve
he's
Rogers
just like,
got his family?
oh, my variant had beef with him. I need
He
to.
dreamed about Civil War.
He dreamed about Civil War. Like I hate that man. That would be probably a little bit goofy.
It wouldn't be.
Yeah, but I do think that there's probably somewhat of a truth to that. Like it has to be some sort of variant of Tony
Mm-hmm.
that grew up completely different. Maybe like as you said, a group adopted
Mm-hmm.
in that variant, which only exists in the Fantastic Four's universe.
Mm-hmm.
Has the brains of Tony, but like obviously it was applied to magic and stuff.
But then Doom would have to be a Stark.
Not necessarily if he wasn't born. Like if he was adopted, I'd say nobody knew where he came from, kind of thing. You know, they could do something like that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. I feel like they could easily do that. If it's just kind of like, I don't know, kill off his parents again,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I don't know, somebody take. Well, maybe one of these witches take them. Oh my god, imagine that. I'm not too sure, but then again, like Cynthia Von Doom has to play somewhat into it, I think, as well.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going full on Sorcerer Doom kind of stuff, because even like even the hot toys are shown. The hot toys are shown that it comes with like Doom comes with a big book,
Mm-hmm.
so he's definitely doing a lot of magic stuff. So I think Wanda is likely to be one of these witches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the colors. There's probably even more. I did like the theory that was going around that
The witches that we seen in Hall H.
yeah, Hall H. Sorry, those witches. But we did see different colored suits. I think there was
We
the
did. It started with green, then
green.
it went orange, and now it's purple.
Yeah, and I think it would be cool. Don't know how it fits into everything, but if they were all like, if there was more of them,
Mm-hmm.
and it was to do with the Infinity Stones somehow.
I don't know. I keep saying that Agatha all along. Those ones. And if it is a case that the book that Wanda has and the book that all of them have, I actually can't remember the name of the book.
I
But
can't remember that either.
if that's the one that Doom's using, maybe all of the Latverian witches that we've seen are actually the witches from Agatha all along. And that's how Wanda gets brought back. Because we've seen the explosion
and
at
they
the end
they
of
talked about the Scarlet Witch being this force and stuff,
it.
and I mean like
And you see
yeah.
everywhere there's pictures of the Scarlet Witch and Doom.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool.
Um. Yeah, no, I do think like, especially with that explosion at the end of Doctor Strange, like she was clearly like letting the mountain fall on her, and then it just a red explosion. So there's definitely like she's really powerful. There's no reason why Doom probably wouldn't want to
I
have
think
her power for some reason.
we only started to see the Scarlet Witch. It would make
Yeah.
no sense for that to have just ended everywhere, especially when anytime you look up anything to do with Doctor Doom, you literally just see the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, definitely. But that does lead us to some of the other Hall H stuff as well. Exactly. Ryan Gosling officially casted as Ghost Rider.
It's about time.
It's about time. You know, he's been asking for that for years, and like, I think it started as a fan cast because even then, like I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, he doesn't really suit Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage and stuff."
Yes, he does.
And I was like, he's actually a bit more like. There's a lot of pictures coming out from the comics, and even some of the comics that I've read, not Ghost Rider comics. I actually barely know much about them, other than the movies and some bits. But he is traditionally blonde in the comics, and he actually does look like Ryan Gosling. So it was like a perfect casting for it. But if this is set after Secret Wars, so this is like I think this is like the first movie into the reboot.
Okay.
So after Secret Wars, it's like
I didn't even
Ghost
clock
Rider. Yeah, so because Secret Wars is December next year.
Is it?
And then December 17th, I think, or 15th, I think. And then Ghost Rider is out in July of 2028. And I think the thing I'm most excited for in that Mephisto. Because we only had him once so far in Ironheart with like little screen time, but it was everything. It was perfect casting. It made watching like Ironheart worth it. And we're finally getting, hopefully, a really comic book accurate Ghost Rider, and if hopefully like it's an origin story as well, because I think we only had the one origin story before, which is more or less the same thing. He makes a deal with the devil, but I don't think they ever actually called him Mephisto in that movie.
No.
But that's like the key part of his whole origin. So we need to see Mephisto make a deal with Johnny Blaze.
We just need to see more Mephisto.
We need to see more Mephisto because we've seen him once so far. He's a key part, like even in the original, the comic that was basically inspired No Way Home. Mephisto was a key part of that. So, like, that comic was Spider-Man One More Day. So I think they need to include him a lot more. I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen is
the perfect Mephisto.
We love Sacha Baron Cohen. But along with that, then we did also have Black Panther 3 as well, which is December of 2028. So over 2 years from now.
We knew that was coming.
We knew that was going to come, and we now have confirmation that T'Challa's son at the end of Black Panther 2 will be aged up and played by David Johnson, which we only actually we went to the cinema last year to see The Long Walk, and it was not because we actually wanted to see it, because we didn't know we didn't know anything about this movie. It was the only thing that was on. We went to see it, and we ended up really liking it. And then as soon as there was speculation about this guy David Johnson playing,
I mean, looking back at the interviews, how we didn't get it, it's like beyond me.
I'm gonna put an image on the screen of his face in the interviews, but I think it's perfect. It's just a matter of, as well, it just also leaves a big question. That's a lot of years added onto him. Is this going to be this, a lot of people are saying that it's going to be another version that's introduced in Secret Wars that's going to come into this new universe afterwards.
But it's already, I think it's 2029 in Doomsday. Because it's not the same as here.
The timeline is still ahead.
I think it's 2029 during Doomsday.
Yeah.
So is it actually that far of a jump?
Yeah, I think after everything with the pandemic, it almost lined up the movies with the present day in the movies as well. But I think we're still off by a few years. The timeline's actually a bit confusing now. It was easy to follow because it was the movies normally released the year that the movie took place.
Yeah.
But after Endgame and some of the releases, the time jumps and gone back. It's a bit confusing because I mean we don't even know properly. I think when Spider-Man even takes place,
No,
and then Daredevil Born Again as well. Like
they're a bit ahead.
yeah, like season 3 of Daredevil as well. It comes out next February.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that, like, obviously
Mhm.
Doom's already gonna have done his thing, and I doubt the world is gonna be in a
They
stable.
didn't acknowledge anything
They
in
didn't
any of those
acknowledge
movies
anything.
in
Yeah.
Daredevil, so I don't think it matters.
Yeah, and yeah, it's gonna be it's quite hard to follow the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we get like an official like chart of where every movie takes place at some point, like from Marvel.
We should just make one.
Should just make one.
We'll just make one.
That sounds good. It'll be a right pain. But that Black Panther movie,
Mm-hmm.
it's looking like we're gonna have 2 Black Panthers in it.
That's
So
the way it's supposed to
as
be.
the way it's supposed to be. T'Challa and Shuri is also going to be coming back. I think this could be a very good one. I think in terms,
I really like the Black Panther movies.
I really like them as well. I really did enjoy Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really did like that one. And having this one now, like they already have a bit of the groundwork for it, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
this third movie could easily be Shuri training
Mm-hmm.
T'Challa
Mm-hmm.
to be a Black Panther, like, and that could be a whole like kind of coming of age kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could be very good. That cast was great as well. I mean, even the reactions for everybody at Hall H,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like everybody's on board with this.
I so wish I was there.
I so wish I was there. It costs a fortune.
I know.
But
One day.
yeah, but is that everything? I think, or
I think so.
is everything? Yeah.
Well, there was also Deadpool.
There was Deadpool.
Why is he there, and why is he a different color? And what's going on?
I think yeah. I thought you know what? I actually have no clue. There was a lot of people who were saying, like, they posted the footage, I think, on Instagram. Marvel did.
They did.
But there was like, it was saying that he wasn't going to be in Doomsday, but more news coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But how are we gonna get that scene? Why was Thor crying over it? We need to know.
we need to know why Thor was crying. I'm not too sure. I think that scene will be paid off,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it'll be Deadpool in his arms like we seen. But I think somehow Deadpool will either be in Doomsday
Mm-hmm.
or Secret Wars at the least.
He has to be.
Yeah,
Secret
I think
Wars.
they probably want to be careful about how they put Deadpool into, if they were planning on putting him into the Secret or into Doomsday.
The age rating's different for Deadpool.
Yeah, so they'd have to tone him down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing what they're doing right now with Punisher and Spider-Man.
That's true.
So they can do that,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they also want to make sure that it's still like, no, this is a serious moment. Like, no, Deadpool.
So serious.
Beef are so serious. Like the multiverse is ending and Deadpool's just cracking jokes. Like it can ruin the tone of scenes.
I don't think that ever ruins the tone.
It probably wouldn't now, to be fair, but I think they want to keep the serious nature of everything as well, because it does seem like it's gonna be an event. So
An event and a half.
an event and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is where we're going to leave it for
Yeah.
today's one. And I'll leave all the links and all that stuff down below.
All the stuff down
All the
there.
stuff down below. The Instagram and all that. And thanks for listening.
And the thoughts.
And the thoughts.
They need to let us know their thoughts.
Oh yeah, let us know your thoughts.